got two of them. Beautiful.
Good.
Okay. Hello, world. My name is Homero Santos.
And I'm Mike Barolo.
And this is episode 1 of our new show called Burn. This is the show where we answer your all-important questions about film production that you guys may be afraid to ask. These topics are sensitive, but they are necessary in marketing and protecting yourself as a creative. Be sure to tweet and comment your questions to us because these topics cascade perfection.
And it's only good if you guys talk to us, right? But it's
Yes.
it's interactive, right? We want to know. Between us, we have 35 years of experience in collaborating with creatives and production all through the agency world and big clients. And it's important that everybody finds out, their strengths and weaknesses and how to deal with different situations you may be afraid to ask. We're here to help coach you through these situations. And this, we hope, becomes a tune-in for you, and so that you can look to us and send us your questions so we can answer questions and help you become a better creative and a better business person.
Yes, because it's all really important to make sure you protect yourself. I can't tell you how many times I wish I had this kind of safe harbor to tune in and make sure that these really important questions were answered, because, sometimes it can get a bit dicey.
Well, one of the things that surprises me too, H, is that when you and I have talked before about some of these things, it's hard for me to believe that they don't teach you or give you business classes in design schools and in the creative schools and the production and film schools.
Right. And
it's pretty surprising, actually.
It is really surprising. You'll also be surprised what else they don't teach us. But tune in, please, and make sure to tweet and comment your questions, like, subscribe, do that whole thing, and hopefully we'll prevent and helping you not get burnt.
Yeah, and don't feel shy. We're going to let it rip. We're going to be totally blunt about things.
Yes.
I worked in New York City for many years. I collaborated with many great creatives, young, old, every color, shape, size, and I have to tell you, I've learned so much from them, but I also help them understand how to protect their creative juices and how to protect their talent and how to maximize the value of what they do and create their personal branding.
And I gotta say, whenever I started this about 8 years ago, again, I wish I had something or someone or even a teacher, professor, mentor, someone to help guide me to not making those mistakes, because I gotta tell you, it's cost me money, time, jobs, work, assets, things that over the long run are very crucial into making sure that you're protecting yourself, building your brand, building you as a person, because that's what you are. You're a commodity. You have talent. It's worth something, both monetarily, personally. Just remember that. It's really, really good.
Well, and I've been married to creative for many years too. So, and haven't only worked with creatives, but I've been married to creative, and I hate to say it, but in the business world, in the agency world, and the production and the entertainment business is a business, right?
Yeah.
They call it the entertainment business for a reason, and the agency business for a reason. And I think, unfortunately, what happens many times is that because of the nature of the creative personality, because it is a very specific personality that's endemic to creatives, that's what makes them such wonderful creatives and such great visionaries and thinkers. The business side of the businesses take advantage of that. And I think that's one of the things we want to try to educate you on and try to help you navigate those shark-infested waters, because they are shark-infested. Let's not be naive, and let's not be just think anything other than the fact that there are people out there who want to steal your ideas. There are people out there who want to use your talent and then not pay you. There are people out there who want to make you work overtime and not pay you. I'm sure you've heard all of this before. You're young, let's work for free, and then we'll see if we want to use you. All these things. So I've lived through all of them. I've seen both sides of the table. I've seen creatives hurt by bad business decisions, and I've seen creatives that have been very successful step up to the plate, manage their talent properly, and as hard as it is, understand the business side enough so that they can protect their rights and their talent.
And I gotta say, in the long run, man, that's very crucial, super important. And it doesn't have to be 5 years. It can be the next year. I can't tell you how many things that I've lost just because of kind of my own negligence.
I don't know.
Maybe incompetence.
I know you, H, and I don't think negligence is kind of a strong word. Okay. It's really using you to sue somebody.
Right.
But I think it's just a part of the creative mindset is that you guys create, right? And you want to trust.
Yeah.
And I think it's a trust thing, and I'm not going to use the word naivete, but it's kind of like you just want to create, right? Great artists want to create. They don't want to be bothered a lot of times with, why do we have to sign contracts? Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to price these things out? And there's a almost childlike trust that I've found in even creatives, regardless of age. I have friends who are tremendous creatives who are 60, who are still trusting and getting hosed sometimes because they say, well, this person won't do this to me. and end up doing it just because I think that's the way you guys are wired.
Right.
And that's beautiful because that's what makes you so talented, and that's why this creative stuff emanates from you guys. Why you can put wonderful stuff on video.
But it's also very crucial to have people like you that know the business inside and out, and know that, you know, those pitfalls and how to avoid them, because otherwise, you know, the repercussions can be pretty disastrous.
They can, and remember, I have not only worked in the agency business, but also in the image and photo licensing business for a company that shall remain nameless because I don't want to get sued.
Burned,
yes, I don't want to get burned.
Yeah.
But they're going through a situation right now where, you know, they've consistently cut the fees for their contributors. And these photographers, that's their livelihood, right? The videographers, that's their livelihood. This is the content they're creating. This is their vision. Yet the company just feels just free to just go run roughshod over them and just decide, oh, well, you need the distribution and we're going to sell it for you, but just take whatever crumbs we give you. That's BS. Right? You don't have to settle for that.
Yeah. And that's basically why we're doing this show. So I want to get into it. We got 4 topics for you guys. I went around and asked a few of my crew member friends, production friends, and 4 of them stuck out to be the most common. And I got them right here. You ready to get into it?
Let's let it rip, man.
All right. So one of them is a couple of these are about students.
Okay.
You know, because a lot of people tend to go to film school or audio school or whatever it be. So this one, in the words of my friend, I'm still in school. I have a small demo reel showcasing my talents. I have a client wanting to work with me, but he tells me that they want to try me out for a couple of shoots before they're willing to pay. The company he works for says that this is common practice, but I don't know if that's all right for me to work for exposure first and then get paid later. What should I do?
Okay, first of all, let's just remove the veil from the whole this is common practice bullshit. All right, because that's what it is. We're online, we're digital. We're saying bullshit.
Bullshit.
I'm calling bullshit on that.
Yeah.
They use that to basically keep young creatives. Oh, well, you know, it's like the old unpaid internship thing.
Right.
You know, work for us, and the federal government actually found that to be illegal at some point, the unpaid internship thing.
Oh, man.
Because they used, especially at the old the publishing houses years ago, like, I'm not going to name them, but, you know, in New York, where they would run these people in and work them to death, like 100 hours a week, 150 hours a week, and not pay them and say, oh, it's a great experience. And then when they're done with them, just basically toss them out the door. Here's the thing that and this is, like I said, this may be contrary to how creatives are wired, but an old sage, wise sage at Young and Rubicam once told me, he said, if you don't value your own brand, no one else is going to value your brand.
Right.
And I think that really is the crux of the issue here. You have got to value what you do, and you have to stake your ground. Don't, you know, I mean, I'm a lot older than you, but, you know, I try to be intellectually competitive and progressive and think and continue to grow, right?
Yeah.
And continue to understand the
That's
new
what it's all about.
generations. That's what it's all about, right? But you're going to run into people my age and people like me. You're going to say, well, you know, it's the common practice. Well, it's common practice because it's good for me. It's not good for you.
Yeah.
The common practice baloney. Are you still working?
Right.
Well, are you still going there? Are you still editing?
Yeah.
Are you still in post? Are you still lugging a 100-pound camera around?
Right.
Well, that to me is work you should be getting paid for.
Oh, obviously.
Right? So at the end of the day, I know it's hard because, you know, but you already have a reel. Stand by that reel. If you believe in yourself, stand by that, and you know what? You'll find the right fit where someone will say, hey, I want to hire you.
Absolutely.
You know, but I just... no.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm with you, and that's
I get very passionate about this because I've seen it happen for years.
And I understand, man. That's the position I was in only 5-6 years ago. I was in the middle of school, even though I was interning at places like Doppler, Acoustic, places that are prominently known here in Atlanta. And those were paid internships, regardless of what I put on my resume. Clients still wanted me to work for free. And because I was younger, I didn't understand that the work that I had and the talent that I had value.
Right.
I got taken advantage of, got burned a couple of times, and I mean, it's okay. We all learn, but hopefully that's what you guys will avoid because you don't have to put up with that shit. I'll tell you right now, I'm a studio manager right now, and if I had made any other choices back then, I would have stuck to my guns, gotten paid, or walked away because there's clients, there's a whole world of clients, there's always going to be more clients, and you have a reel, that's already a leg up than I had. I didn't have a reel. I didn't have work to post. I had to create my own passion projects, and then during all the internships, post this stuff and wish and hope, but you already having a reel, that's super common sense stuff that I didn't even think of. So that's great, man. Showcase your work, stick by your guns, do not work for free, and make sure that you keep all the assets after you finish the job.
Well, that's another thing too.
Yes.
It's rights.
Yes.
Rights. But that could be a whole other session.
It can be,
but about rights management and all that stuff, because that again, so many creatives get taken advantage of.
Yeah.
Right. About who owns the rights, who owns this stuff, who can use it. And
spend months
stuff.
on a project and not be able to use any of it on any kind of reel. How can you sell yourself if you can't even use the stuff that you've worked on?
If you produce that,
yeah,
then you should be able to use it to help sell yourself, build your brand, and build your business.
Obviously.
But again, it's you have to look in the mirror. You have to look in the mirror and say to yourself, okay, what am I worth? I mean, that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah.
Is my work worth something? Well, if the answer should be yes, then no. If someone says, well, you work for free and that's the way we've always done it, yeah.
And that's one thing that's plagued our industry, and one thing I want to put a stop to is we need to make common practice to get paid a wage.
Yes.
Whether it's
it doesn't matter what it is. I mean,
as long as it's something.
But it's something.
It's something that you get paid.
Because here's the thing: if you start down that road of not getting paid, all right, then you've opened a Pandora's box. Because then they're going to talk. Clients are going to talk. Well, this kid worked for us and he didn't get paid or she didn't get paid. So you could probably get her or him on the cheap. And those discussions, I can tell you from personal experience, those discussions take place all the time.
Everywhere.
And from the largest holding company agency that I worked for down to the tiniest little boutique production company, those are the discussions that take place behind closed doors when they're talking about hiring either freelancers or full-time heads, production people, etc.
And if you have work that showcases your talents, you already have a leg up for most people. I mean, you're able to say this is what I can do, and if you're able to showcase multiple talents, that's worth a lot more. I can't tell you how many times. I mean, I'm able to do audio and video and loads of other stuff, but just having those two, that automatically makes you super marketable.
Well, and it's kind of like looking at a baseball player who's a utility player, right? Unless you're an uber superstar. If you're a utility guy, you can play 4 positions and all this stuff. Your value to the team goes skyrockets.
Hell yeah,
right?
You're versatile. You can.
And in today's economy, right? It's not like it was 25 years ago, where I'd hire you, you'd be a production guy, and you do that for 20 years.
Right.
Those days are gone. Today, you have to be a jack of all trades, and you have to develop your skill set in a bunch of different areas. To your point, because you're only going to make yourself that much more valuable, and it's going to help when you sell yourself to clients and to agencies and to production companies.
Obviously.
Say, hey, I can not only do this, but I can do post, but I can also color correct, but I can also do sound.
Yeah.
I
can film on a camera, I can act, I can write, I can produce. I mean, there's all these facets and all these little details that a lot of people don't really understand when it comes to production. And if you're able to do even a handful of them, you don't have to be phenomenal. You can be a jack of all trades, master of I think one.
Right.
But that means you know a lot more than one person that only does one thing.
Exactly, because those days are gone. You don't need to be sitting at the board anymore and staring with it, and you're great in post or color correction, but you don't know anything about audio.
Yeah.
Then that means as a business owner or as an agency head, I've got to go out and get someone else to come in and do audio, or I have to get someone else to come in and do color correction.
And let me tell you something, those jobs where it is a niche, they're dying.
They're dead.
They're
dead.
Yeah, they're dead. I mean, if you can't do multiple things, there's no reason for a studio to hire you to do something permanently.
Let me ask, what are they teaching you guys in the film schools and creative schools and stuff? Are they giving you breadth and depth and telling you to really develop multiple skill set, or are they just like, oh, just do this? And
this actually is a segue to the next topic.
Okay.
If you're good to move on, I don't mean to
because
cut
you
off.
and I can talk about this.
I know. We go off, man, and it works so well. But we got another topic.